Just having a good general understanding of tactics will go far more will be far more beneficial to you than having a sub-zero or sub-second draw stroke or
Well,
sub
right.
or sub 1.5 second reload. It's just
So with our guys, I've been, especially lately, really focusing on processing
mm,
and putting them in a position to process things faster and better. Um, People like to focus on how fast can I draw, how fast can I hit that, whatever, 6 inch plate at 7 yards from the draw, or how fast can I reload, how fast can I this, because it's one, you can show it off on Instagram, and two, it shows you an actual number on the shot timer,
yeah,
right? How fast you process something is a lot bit harder to quantify,
of course.
you know, and what shows proficiency in that? How do we build that? Because when I'm running scenarios and I'm sitting there, okay, I know what's in the room. I'm watching my two guys come up and they're going to handle this room. They snap to that threshold. They get in a good position. The weapon's up. They're on their sights the whole nine.
Yeah,
And then I see this 1/1002, and then a decision is made usually. But it's that 1/1002. Man, that took a lot of time compared to everything else in that equation. That's what took the most time. So my goal is to reduce that processing time. And how do we do that?
yeah,
Because you know, it, we're not just shooting the thing with the gun. It's not. It's never that simple. We're not just shooting the cue like we do on the range.
yeah,
We're looking at a living, breathing environment that's making decisions, and we're trying to articulate in a legal context so we don't go to prison that this thing represents an imminent threat of serious bodily harm or death to me or others.
yeah.
It's a lot more complicated than just shoot the cue.
A lot more.
Right.
PID is actually very important, believe it or not.
Right. But how important is PID on a range?
Um, unless you're implementing it somehow into that training protocol,
Right.
not
It's
very much.
non-existent.
Yeah,
And it's and then there's the whole legal aspect of I can win the gunfight, but my actions were seen as illegal
yeah,
because I was not appropriate in my use of force. And now, even though I've survived, I'm going to prison for the rest of my life.
yeah,
So how do I train my officers to do that better, to give them that edge? Because it's not enough just to say, "Wow, this kid's shit hot. He can hit the steel in a half second from the holster. That's amazing." Well, who cares
yeah,
if he shoots the wrong person?
yeah. Shoot someone you shouldn't have shot.
Right. So I try to incorporate a lot of target discrimination, as in, hey, I'll put a bunch of shapes and colors on the targets and go, hey, your job is to shoot the blue circles.
Yeah,
And there's pieces of cover. I just did this one on Tuesday, and they're going to go through, and they're going to use the cover. They're going to do their 45, 90, 45, hitting their angles. And there's a whole mess of targets out there. And I just want you to find that blue circle. Not just blue circle. You know what I mean? And so they're looking and they're engaging the part of their brain that says, I have to do some sort of target discrimination.
yeah,
Because that's the same part of their brain that's going to be activating when they're in a gunfight professionally, trying to make that discernment.
yeah. Obviously, this has been done for a while, but having actual cardboard cutouts or spray paint, whatever, they'll have a target and it'll be like a gun or hands up or something like that. Another one that's been starting to be implemented a lot too, which I really like, and I'm looking to find a cheaper way to do it. But people in teams and schools have been using these things called blaze pods, and they're kind of like gimmicky agility training type thing where they're these little circular pods, if you will, that light up certain colors, and you can set them on like a timer, and they can go through a certain program or whatever. But people have been using those a lot because you can put those on a target or down below the target, wherever, and you can have it set to multiple different colors. So let's say green means non-combatant, whatever,
Right.
or compliant or something like that. Blue means non-compliant but not necessarily an imminent threat to you, and then red obviously means threat. So, and you can have it all sorts of different variations of that, of course. So you're looking and processing that, but you can also have it swap colors. So you can, for example, you might come break a 90 or whatever, see a target with a blue, start giving him orders, whatever your SOPs are for that, then suddenly it turns red. Now he's an imminent threat engage, right? So I think that's actually a really good way to do it. It's a very interesting way to do it. The blaze pods in particular that a lot of companies are using now, they're super expensive. They're like $400 for 4 of them. It's silly. So
Right.
I'm looking for a cheaper version of that because I want to start implementing that, because I think because not only do you get that immediate processing, but you get a reaction to it too. Because like I said, like for example, like a blue non-compliant target can become red instantly, and you
Mhm.
not only process that, but then obviously deal with it.
Right.
Uh,
Discernment is critical,
yeah.
and you're not going to get that on a flat range shooting paper targets. Not going to happen.
Yeah, not well. That's where
Right,
force
but we
comes
can
in.
feel good about ourselves shooting on the flat range. We can feel like we're shit hot and get all our photos and everything. But the reality is, all right, are we really prepared? How important is my accuracy? How important is speed and accuracy as compared to my decision making?
Hmm.
And how do I train that decision making?